A Raven Guard sergeant stands amidst smoldering Hive City ruins. His power armor blazes under fire. The chapter's raven sears through smoke. Corvus Corax's voice, cold as void, echoes through the carnage. The gene seed was not merely stolen, it was poisoned. A silent scream lingers. The stolen gene seed festers, a toxin woven into their bloodline, a slow unraveling, generation after silent generation. Shadows silent, a scream toxin woven into their lingers bloodline. Their true enemy crawls in their veins. A gift of gene seed stolen in the massacres, ash now gnaws at their immortal core. Each son they breed is a gamble. A roll of the dice against heresy already written. The Alpha Legion's toxin does not kill, it waits, it whispers. It unravels the threads of their purpose. What if their greatest strength is merely the shroud hiding their slow extinction? The veil conceals warriors, but cannot mask the rot beneath. Twilight clings to Avindia like a curse. Jagged spires pierce a bruised horizon. The air tastes of iron and silence. Here the Raven Guard learned to move without sound, to strike without warning. Their Primarch, Corvus Corax, broke chains on a prison moon's anvil. His revolution birthed a chapter forged in shadow, but even a Primarch's will cannot unmake inheritance. The Alpha Legion's gift a gene seed steeped in heresy threads corruption into their blood. Each crimson drop a ticking fuse. The veil that shields them now binds a wound. How long before the graft rejects the host? Avindia's cliffs taught discipline, but not this. A slow unraveling, gene by gene. The Raven Guard hunts heretics, yet their own extinction waits in the DNA they clasp like a relic. A gift wrapped in a shroud. A victory carved from a tomb. What if the darkest secret is not who they hunt, but what they carry? The Raven Guard's founding is a scar etched in ash. At Istvan V, their gene seed was torn from the cradle by the Alpha Legion's claws. Guard's Corvus Corax, his heart frozen mid-scar beat, face etched in ash annihilation. How does one resurrect an army from the dust of betrayal V? He turned to forbidden loam genetic grafts, alien strains, fragments of the damned. The shortcuts saved them. The shortcuts cursed them. Each neophyte bears the mark of stolen life, a splinter in the soul of the chapter. What grows when gene and shadow entwine? The Alpha Legion's gift is no boon. It is a cipher, a code written in the blood of fallen brothers. The Raven Guard fly dark wings, yet their bones crack with the weight of unstable flesh. Corvus Defiance became their inheritance, a legacy of fractures. The chapter endures, but at what price? Every battle hymn hums with the echo of Istvan's theft. Their strength is a wound. Their victory a fragile mask. Somewhere in the labyrinth of their DNA, the heresy stirs, not in the heart, but in the code. A time bomb ticking in the marrow, the Raven Guard hunt shadows. Unseen, their own shadow hunts them. The massacre at Nox left the Raven Guard unmade. Corvus Corax wove them anew from stolen seed, threadbare and treacherous. The Codex Astartes commands order, the Raven Guard dance in disarray. Stealth is their sacrament, ambush their scripture, yet the gene seed festers, each mutation a heresy. Each death a prophecy. The Alpha Legion's sabotage coils in the DNA, a slow unraveling. What if the flesh that moves in shadows will one day forget its purpose? The chapter walks a knife's edge, their strength a wound, their discipline a salve. The flaw spreads. Not all who bleed Raven Guard will bleed Raven Guard tomorrow. Their combat is a silent creed, a rejection of the Codex rigid hymns. Each strike a prayer, each kill a rite, but the gene seed whispers. Mutations bloom like cancers, legs lengthen, eyes darken, some call it adaptation. Others a curse, the Raven Guard fight with stolen time. Theirs is a war against oblivion, and the clock is not theirs. The end is written in the first mutation. The victory was never theirs to keep. The time bomb ticks. The hunter becomes the hunted. In the marrow, the shadow stirs. The gift breathes, a parasite in the code. Mutation clings to their bones. Each victory sharpens the knife. Their strength feeds the infection. The Alpha Legion's laugh echoes in twisted DNA. The Raven Guard march, blind to the clockwork plague. The last scream will be the first. Corvus Corax stood in the ash of Istvan V. The Alpha Legion's gift lay coiled in his Gripa gene seed, filched in shadow, a crown of stolen thorns. He did not know the toxin ran through its marrow, a chapter reborn from murder. a chapter marching toward its own funeral. The Legion's blades are not steel, they are time, they are wrought. What did the Raven Guard see when they gazed at their new brothers, warriors? Or a slow-burning pyre, each heartbeat a fuse? The Alpha Legion did not fight the heresy. They wrote it. Their sabotage was not in ships or shots, but in the silence between breaths. They slipped poison into the wound, then kissed it. Corvus saw victory in the theft. The Legion saw a tomb. They knew the gene seed would wither. They knew the Raven Guard would never find the flaw, not in 1,000 years. Not until the first sun fell screaming in the chapter's own sanctum, a gift that breeds a plague, a hero who becomes the harbinger. The Legion's war is not won by strength, it is won by waiting, by letting the victim carry the noose. And so the Raven Guard hunt in darkness, their shadows lit by a traitor's fire. They chase heretics, but the heresy is in their own blood now. Every battle they win is a step closer to the unraveling. Every foe they slaughter is a distraction from the rot in their ranks. The Alpha Legion's hand is not in the present. It is in the future, a future where the Raven Guard's name is a whisper and their legacy is a stain. What if the chapter's vigilance is the very thing that blinds them? What if their eyes are fixed on the enemy while the knife turns in their spine, the clockwork plague ticks? And the last scream will be the first. Corvus Corax forged the Raven Guard in fire and fever. The forges of his refounding reeked of antiseptic and desperation. Metal groaned as he spliced gene strands with a surgeon's rage, each a start a gamble against the void. He knew the shortcuts were knives, yet wielded them anyway. His shadow stretched long over the chapter, a monument to necessity. 2 centuries later, Master Rion needed silence into his reign. Deep in the crypts of a forgotten world, he pried open a gene vault's cold iron door. The air hung thick with the stench of preservatives, the walls humming with the whisper of sealed ampoules. He buried the seed's corruption beneath layers of lies, a tomb for the truth. His hands trembled, but his resolve did not. The chapter would sleep and he would watch. Now, Master Voss stands where the clockwork plague ticks. His biolab reeks of acrid chemical burn, its lights flickering like dying stars. A single infected marine coughs in the next room, a wet, hollow sound. Voss stares at the data slate, its warnings etched in red. The virus is not a wound, it is a language. He must learn it before the chapter becomes its first verse. The Raven Guard's eyes remain on the enemy. But the seed, stolen and seething, knows no loyalty, it waits. The Alpha Legion's gift is no triumph, it is a cipher. A mutation coiled in the marrow of the Raven Guard's lineage, slow as a star's collapse. The Emperor's flaws live on in his children. The blood angels burn with thirst. The Raven Guard may one day rot from within. What festers in shadow grows no slower for being unseen. The stolen gene seed carries no banner, no creed, it is a silent decay, a heresy written in DNA. The Imperium bets its eternity on genetic perfection. Yet perfection is a myth, the Emperor's own design splintered, his shadow brotherhood's ward in secret. The Raven Guard now walks that same knife edge. Their stealth, their pride cannot shield them from what they've sown. A single cell could unravel them, a single generation. The virus does not howl. It waits, it adapts, the blood angel's thirst is a bell that tolls. The Raven Guard's doom may pass unheard until it is bones deep. What if the Alpha Legion knew? What if the gift was a mirror? A reflection of the Emperor's oldest fear, that even victory is but a delay. The chapter's silence is no shield, the seed has taken root. And in time, the Raven Guard will not recognize the hands that plant their grave. The gift of the Alpha Legion was never a salvation. Stolen gene seed, smuggled in shadow, now festers in the Raven Guard's lineage. Chapter Master Voss watches his sons grow taller, stronger, yet their bones crack with silent failures. The Primaris experiment, born of this stolen harvest, magnified what was always there, a rot in the code. Voss knows the truth. Each new recruit is both a victory and a countdown. Their wings, once symbols of vengeance, now tremble with the weight of borrowed time. The chapter's silence is no shield. The virus hums in every heartbeat. No heresy could have unraveled them so slowly. No enemy's blade could have been so kind. The Alpha Legion's gift was a riddle wrapped in a curse. And the Raven Guard, too proud to burn their own, must watch their legacy unravel stitch by bloodstained stitch. The future is written in the fractures. A chapter built on night now drowns in the shadow of its own making. The end comes not with a scream but a whisper and the slow closing of every eye. The Alpha Legion's gift is no triumph, it is a cipher. A mutation coiled in the marrow of the Raven Guard's lineage, slow as a star's collapse. The Emperor's flaws live on in his children. The blood angels burn with thirst. The Raven Guard may one day rot from within. What festers in shadow grows no slower for being unseen. The stolen gene seed carries no banner, no creed, it is a silent decay, a heresy written in DNA. The Imperium bets its eternity on genetic perfection. Yet perfection is a myth, the Emperor's own design splintered, his shadow brotherhoods warred in secret. The Raven Guard now walks that same knife edge. Their stealth, their pride cannot shield them from what they've sown. A single cell could unravel them. A single generation, the virus does not howl. It waits, it adapts, the blood angel's thirst is a bell that tolls. The Raven Guard's doom may pass unheard until it is bones deep. What if the Alpha Legion knew? What if the gift was a mirror? A reflection of the Emperor's oldest fear, that even victory is but a delay. The chapter's silence is no shield, the seed has taken root. And in time, the Raven Guard will not recognize the hands that plant their grave. What if the Raven Guard's stolen gene seed is not a gift but a cipher? The Alpha Legion's offering echoes the blood angel's thirst, a mutation masked as strength. Their chapter, once whole, now walks a razor's edge between evolution and oblivion. The dark angels fallen did not merely betray, they became something older, something the Emperor's silence cannot contain. What price does a